Hello ladies, welcome to my channel, and I'm Amelia, and today we're going to record a get ready with me session, and it's just an easy way to get ready in a hurry, and it's good for those of us that have aging skin. So let's get started. Okay, I've already got my moisturizer and everything on. And first thing I'm going to do is use a little Laura Mercier primer. Just kind of get that all over my skin. Laura Mercier has a perfecting primer, a blurring primer, a hydrating primer. This is just the perfecting primer that I'm using today. I found that if you use like a matte foundation, a hydrating primer works better if you have aging skin. If you use a real hydrating foundation, you could use the blurring primer if you have pores that need to be covered. But I've just got the regular one, and this is what it looks like. Okay, I'm going to prepare my lips because I have very, very dry lips. They've been injured a couple of times in my life, and they're just really, really bad. And what I found that works really well for this, for dry lips, that not only protects them but repairs them, is this Ultra Repair Lip Therapy by Fresh. It's really one of my favorites. So, okay, we've got the primer, we've got our lips all primed and ready to go. So, if you want to do your eyeshadow first so that you don't get anything on your makeup, that's a good way to go. I just usually like to put my makeup on first. I don't know why, but today I'm using Laura Mercier Flawless Lumiere, and this is a really nice kind of hydrating foundation for aging skin or other skin that's, it doesn't have to be for aging skin, but this is just a really good foundation. I'm going to put a little on my hand and then blot some on my skin. You see my skin has a little bit of redness to it, but I try to match my foundation, of course, to my neck and the rest of my body. So I'm using my Beauty Blender. You don't have to use Beauty Blender, the exact brand. You can find cheaper ones. I have cheaper ones. Usually the Beauty Blender is like $20 on Sephora, which I've found Sephora is the easiest place to buy all kinds of cosmetics. You can just do your order for the whole thing on one website. So let's see how this is looking. I think that's pretty good. Quick and easy, right? Okay. Now, next thing we have to have is concealer. And I forgot my concealer. Let's see, concealers. Let me get Okay, today we're going to try CoverGirl True Blend Undercover Concealer. Now, I found this is like really good concealer. It compares to Tarte's Shape Tape to me, but it's very thick, and so you only need a little bit of it, very little bit of it. Comes with a little doe foot applicator, and so you just want to dot a little bit on each side. And I'm going to take my beauty blender and kind of blend that out. Sometimes I don't even wear a concealer because a lot of times I wear glasses. And I've found that if I just put foundation on under my eyes, it's good enough. Okay. So, you know, you can bring it down a little bit around if you want to. If you need to cover a little bit of, I have like, I have some like red veins around my nose, which as you get older, that happens a lot with a lot of people. Okay, so that takes care of concealer. Everything's good there. While I'm at it, I think I'll go ahead and just put a little bit of my eyeshadow primer on. Today I'm using Anastasia, and it only takes just a tiny bit of that. I like it because it not only keeps your eyeshadow in place, but it not only keeps your eyeshadow in place, but it hides the veins and everything that you get on your eyelids. So it's really good there. Okay. And by the way, this Anastasia, I use the mini one that I get on Sephora. It's nice for on the go. You carry it in your purse. I do my makeup on the road a lot, so it's really easy to just get these little minis. And here's my concealer. I didn't show you what that looks like. You get that in the drugstore. Okay. Now I'm going to put on some powder. And for the powder, I'm going to use some of my Charlotte Tilbury. Now, there's several kinds of powder that I like. Let me pull out my powder here out of my purse because it's not with everything else. Okay, so one of the powders that I carry around that I really like is Bye Bye Pores by IT Cosmetics. That is really a standard and I use it a lot. But for overall on my face, I like the Charlotte Tilbury. It's just a really good, nice compact. Show you. It looks there. Okay. Now for powder, I kind of like a powder puff because it just kind of blurs the pores so nicely. It just makes the whole face look smoother. Just kind of blot it on. Okay. Now we could have done a lot more things with concealers, I could have put concealer on these smile lines. I could have put more concealer around on other lines. But today I'm just trying to go fast. So that's how I do it. Now for blush, I'm really obsessed with Bare Minerals Bounce, the Bounce blush. There's a shade in there that I just adore, and I was going to use it today, but I can't find it. When you have so much makeup, it starts to become more difficult. So I'm using today the Laura Mercier, and it's in the color Chai, which is a very basic kind of brownish, nudish, hard to describe, but it's a pleasant color, and I just skip the bronzer when I do this. So I'm just putting a little bit on my beauty blender, and I'm just going to go up like that with it. I think I need a little bit of a mirror here to help me with this. Now this is a very buildable kind of blush. But see, I really don't need the bronzer if I'm doing makeup on the go and I'm in a hurry. I can just skip that. So there we go. All right. Next, we're going to go to do a little eyeshadow. And one of the things that I've found that I really, really like is a Bare Minerals small kind of eyeshadow. And it's called Rose. You can't see that. It said Rose on the cover at one time. You can't see it because I've used it so much. But it's got 6 colors in it that are very nice. And what I do is I use this one for a highlighter. I use this one in the middle of my eye. This little kind of, you know, they say older people can't use shimmers. Not true. A little shimmer kind of brightens up your eye. So we're going to try that. And I'm going to use some Sephora brushes. I absolutely love Sephora brushes. And I got this little kit with 4. They came in a little carrying case. So that's great for on the go also. All right. Okay, so for powder, we're using the Charlotte Tilbury today, which is a great little powder, compact powder that you can carry around. Looks like this. I'm using the shade Fair. And by the way, in the Laura Mercier, I used the shade 2N15 Beige in the foundation. So I'm putting the powder on with my Real Techniques. It's actually a blush brush, but works good for powder. Make sure that's under my eyes so I don't get creases. And there we go. Okay. So now for blush, we're going to use the Laura Mercier and the color Chai. Now, this is just a basic, easy peasy color. And I'm going to use this because I don't really need a bronzer also when I use this. It's just a basic color. It goes with a lot of things. Using my Real Techniques called Expert Face Brush, and just put a little up here at an angle, and this really is a nice blush because of the color and because you can build it up. It doesn't go on real heavy. I really like it. Now, I'm not a big bronzer person anyway, but I am going to use a little bronzer, just not on my cheeks or under my cheeks. I'm going to use just a bit of Laura Mercier, not Laura Mercier, this is the Charlotte Tilbury. I carry this around too because it's got the highlighter and the bronzer in it. So I'm going to put just a tad of highlighter right here. And you know, this highlighter is very, very subtle. You probably can't even notice it's there very much, but it's just going to give just a little bit of highlight to your face. Now, rubbing that brush off a little bit, and I'm going to put a little bit of bronzer around my forehead just to give me a little color on the edges, and I've got a very high forehead, so that really helps. This is not my favorite bronzer, but it's easy peasy. Highlighter and bronzer all at once. Now, another place I like to put a little bronzer is on the jowls. And you got to pull it down on your neck a little bit. But that little bit of darkness there helps disguise those, and we all seem to get those as we get older. Not much you can do about it. Now, I have done a little on my face. When I was 49, I had the full powered CO2 laser, and I attribute that to my skin being as good as it is. I mean, if I hadn't had that, I probably would have had a lot more wrinkles on my face, because like everybody else that grew up when I did, there weren't sunscreens. So as a child and a teenager, I got a lot of sun on my face. But from the time I was 21 on, I didn't get sun on my face. That helped, and the CO2 laser helped. So I highly recommend that laser to anyone. They have fractional CO2 now, which is cheaper and not nearly as traumatic. The full CO2 laser about burned your face off. Okay, on with the makeup. So next I'm going to do eyeshadow, and I really like this eyeshadow by Bare Minerals. It's a cute little 6-pan. It's called Rose. It said Rose on it originally, but I've used it so much it's gone. And these are the colors. Very basic, very nice. A lot of uses for this. So I'm going to go in with the lightest color and do that all over my eyes. It further disguises everything. And then you've got your highlighter already there under the brow. Okay. And then the next thing I'm going to do using the same brushes. I'm using Sephora brushes that came in a cute little carrying case. There's 4 brushes, and they really work great for eyeshadow and to carry around with you. So I'm going to put the next lightest color as a transition shade right in the crease. Carry that out there. It's a very light shade. Okay, can't see it very well, but it's there. And then I'm going to deepen up a little bit with something called Soul. And that is this color right here. So I started out with this color, and then I used a little bit of this light color right here. And now I'm going to go into this one right here. Alright, I'm going to start with that one more in the crease and kind of on the edges. Now, you can do a one eyeshadow look easily for every day, but the reason I don't is because my eyes have seemed to have gotten smaller as I've gotten older. They're more downturned, and I also, if I'm wearing glasses, I'm very nearsighted. It makes my eyes look even smaller than they are. So if you're farsighted, you're lucky because your glasses make your eyes look bigger. Mine don't. Okay, so I've got that. And I'm just going to do one eye, I think, so that we can hurry this up. And I'm putting the pink shade that's in there. That's the shade right there. It's called Boho. I'm putting that right here. It has a little shimmer in it, and a lot of people think you can't wear shimmer as you get older, but it really does brighten up the look. So I'm a big proponent of that. All right, so that's popped on, and I'm gonna use my IT Cosmetics brush here. Kind of run these colors around a little bit, blend them in. Okay, so that looks pretty good. Now then I have to have some liner, because believe me, liner really helps. You're lucky if you can get away without doing liner. I can't. It's just not an option for me. So I'm going to use this little brush here that came in my Sephora set, and I'm going into the darkest color called Stargazer on this same. I'm going to need my mirror right up close for that. I'm doing just a tiny flick at the end, and I'm working this liner down into the lashes. I don't want a real thick, heavy looking line. So that's it. That's done. Now I'm going to do my mascara, and what I carry around is this Benefit, and it's called Roller Lash, and it's supposed to like curl your lashes and everything. I have fairly straight lashes, but I don't find that it so much does that. It just absolutely makes them look longer and separated. It doesn't glob. I just love the way it looks. Also love, I think it's called Paradise Lash, which is a drugstore brand by L'Oreal, and that looks good. But see, that's basically just one coat, so you can really tell the difference of that. Okay, I'm going to go off screen, finish my other eye, and I'll be back with the finish. Okay, I'm back, and I've got both my eyes done. So now we're going to do the eyebrows. Okay. I've got some eyebrows left. We all get thinner eyebrows as we get older, but I'm happy with what I've got. So I just use a little powder. I'm not really in for all this big brow thing. You know, there's a lot of fads through the years as we go through, and as you get older you realize, okay, we don't need to go with the fads, we just need to kind of do what looks best on us. So I use the Anastasia little compact. It's got two colors in it. I've got the color taupe, and I'm using the darker of the two shades. And for this I absolutely need a mirror. We're just going to go through and just kind of lightly fill in where there's gaps. They don't need to be perfect. So there you have it. One of my eyebrows is higher than the other one. Not much I can do about that. You know, I have done Botox twice in my life. That helps a little bit when you do that, but anyway. So there's the eyebrows. Now, that just leaves lips, and then we'll be done. I do want to mention that I put just a little of the medium colored eyeshadow under my eyes. You can barely see it. I don't usually put mascara underneath my eyes, and a lot of times I don't even put the eyeshadow because I don't have many eyelashes there anymore. Okay, today we're going to use for lips, we're going to use these what's called lippy sticks from ColourPop. Let's see, where's my lippy sticks? All right, hold on just a minute. I have to find my lippy stick. Okay, so today we're going to use for lips ColourPop in the color Parker. It's a lippy stick, and because it's a lippy stick, you don't really have to line your lips with a lip liner. Now we've already prepped my lips with some balm, so stuff goes on so smooth, and that's a really kind of natural looking color. I really love it. It's Parker. Okay, now that is just slightly matte looking. It's a cream, really. It's not really matte. I can't wear matte shades on my lip very well because they're so drying. So I'm gonna put a little bit of ColourPop gloss. There you have it. Now this gloss, I don't like this applicator. It's very see if you can see. There. It's got little bristles on it, and when you put it in the tube, they get all messed up. I much prefer Doe Foot. But I do love ColourPop overall. I love their eyeshadows. I love their lips. Their blushes are good. They're pretty good quality, but they're at pretty much drugstore prices. So, there's the final look. Hold on one second. One thing, I have to put my wig on. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back, and I've got this wig on, and this wig is by Estetica, and it's pretty much my favorite all-around wig. It's called Devon, and you know, as you get older, you tend to get thinner hair, and I've probably been wearing wigs for 20 years because I've already had thinning hair since I was pretty young. So I just love wigs. They just make you look so much younger to me. So there you have the finished look, and it's just everyday, easy peasy makeup. Probably took me a whole lot longer than it would take you because I'm talking and trying to do it all at the same time. But I hope you like it, and I hope you come back to my channel. Please subscribe, and if you want to get notifications when I have a new video out, click on the bell. And have a good day.